The story of the founding of Rome, at least in legend, involves political intrigue, ambition, and murder, all the good stuff. And central to that story are the mythical figures of Romulus and Remus. But that story doesn't begin here in ancient Rome. It actually begins about 22 kilometres to the southeast of here at a place called Alba Longa. So in this video, I'm going to explore parts of ancient Rome and find those areas that have a connection to the Romulus and Remus story. Numitor was the king of Alba Longa, and his brother was Amulius. Rhea Silva was the daughter of Numitor. Amulius seized the throne and killed Numitor's son, his heir. He then forced Rhea to become a Vestal virgin. This was done to prevent any offspring challenging him for the throne. Rhea was later raped by Mars, the god of war. This area here outside the Pantheon, this whole area used to be known as the Field of Mars. And she was raped in a cave and later gave birth to twin boys, Romulus and Remus. Well, this didn't go down well with anyone, and before long she found herself in prison and awaiting execution. Seeing the twin boys as being a threat to his reign, Amulius decided to have them put to death. He gave the task to a servant. However, the servant took pity on the boys and instead put them into a basket and floated them down the Tiber River. So the basket with the twins floated down the Tiber and washed ashore somewhere around about here. They landed just near a big old fig tree, a very prominent one. And it was there that the she-wolf found them. The fig tree would have been over that way somewhere. She had recently lost her cubs and she decided to take the twins into her care and suckle them. Unwanted babies being put into baskets and cast down rivers seems to have been a common occurrence in the ancient world. I mean, you had Romulus and Remus, you had Moses, Perseus, and echoes of it even in Osiris. It shows that there's a commonality of beliefs going around the ancient world. I've been reading Plutarch on his ideas about the origins of Rome. What's really interesting about Plutarch and other writers is they don't really take anything for granted, nothing is gospel regarding Romulus and Remus. They all kind of considered these to be legends anyway. And in his day there were many, many different ideas about how Rome began, who began it and why. And in his book he goes through them all and weighs the pros and cons, and he settles on the story that we're most familiar with, and that's the one I'm covering in this video. It's passing through the Forum of Nerva, and ahead of me it seems to go through that door. Where does this go? Wow. Where are we? Following through that underpass, it brings you out to the Forum of Trajan. You can see this bit from up higher, but with your ticket you come down here to ground level.
See. So you see when I say these things.
The famous sculpture of this event, known as the Capitoline Wolf, is actually the combination of two vastly different eras in art and culture. The wolf sculpture is most probably of Etruscan origin, created around about the year 480 BC. However, the twins underneath were added in the late 15th century AD during the Renaissance.
Once the she-wolf had taken charge of the twins, she brought them to her cave, which is known as the Lupercal. There's been some archaeological excavations there of a cave that people call the Lupercal. There's been all sorts of other things found in there, but in the legend she brought the boys to it. You can't get to it, the public can't get to it. It is in the forum area that you pay to go into, but that particular area, the cave, the Lupercal, is off limits to the public. The closest that I can get to it is next to this church here. And the cave would be somewhere just behind that wall, not too far away over there. The church, interestingly, is called Remus. I have no idea what Remus is, neither does Google Translate.
Later, a shepherd named Faustulus found the twins, and he raised them. Meanwhile, Rhea was still facing execution, but due to the intervention by Antho, the daughter of Romulus, Rhea was spared. Apparently later, she threw herself into the Tiber. Later, Romulus and Remus learnt of their royal lineage, and went to Alba Longa to fight Romulus, and restore their grandfather Numitor to the throne. In this, they succeeded. Romulus and Remus, having got their grandfather back on the throne, went looking for a place to establish their own city.
However, they couldn't come to an agreement about where they wanted to found their new city. Romulus preferred this place, the Palatine Hill, while Remus preferred the Aventine Hill, which is just over that way. So they consulted the auguries to try and sort out the situation, with each man interpreting the results in his own favour. Remus got 6 good omens, and Romulus got 12. Anyway, long story short, Remus threw a fit. He insulted Romulus's new city, and for his troubles, Romulus killed him. That left just this settlement up here to be the start of the city of Rome, and of course Rome got its name from Romulus. Interestingly, archaeologically, the earliest evidence of human habitation here in Rome is right here, on the Palatine, going back to about the 10th century BC, maybe even a bit older. The two hills are not very far apart from each other. The Palatine is over there. That's the one that Romulus chose as the site of his city. The hill just over that side is the Aventine. That was the one that Remus chose for the site of his city. And this depression in the ground was, well, very swampy, very marshland. Later on, it became the Circus Maximus. You know that film Ben-Hur with the chariot races? Well, that's this place. The chariots racing all the way around there and up the other side and around there. And this central area, raised area in the middle, had all sorts of statues and memorials in it. There's my Osmo Action 4. The casing for it is magnetic. I got some coins stuck to it. It's quite possible that the story of Romulus and Remus really came about in the 3rd or 4th centuries BC. Are there any germs of truth in it? Was there an ancient connection between Alba Longa and Rome and the Romans? Who knows? Very interesting to take this journey across ancient Rome and walk possibly in the footsteps of Romulus and Remus. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. If you did, please consider hitting that like and the subscribe button. I'll see you again soon. Okay, just walking around the Roman Forum, and guess who I ran into? Some folks from Brisbane have been watching the channel. Hi everyone. Isn't that awesome? I thought it was going to be totally unknown here, incognito, but Apparently not. Thank you very much for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. It's made my day.